breakfast for this Thursday morning. Well, currently in New South Wales, Queensland and the ACT, it is illegal to ask someone, to pay someone in fact, to have a baby for you. Surrogacy, if you like. Not only can this be heartbreaking for couples left with no other options for starting a family, it can also be financially crippling. Three people who know a lot about this and are pro-surrogacy are Sam Everingham, Surrogacy Australia President, Dr. Kim Bergman, surrogacy psychologist, and Kelly, who is a surrogate mum. Thank you all for joining us this morning. It's really appreciate this. It's an interesting topic to talk about. Sam, I will begin with you. There are cases against surrogacy. One of those is that it's exploitative. You're pro-surrogacy. What would you say to that argument that it's rent a womb, if you like?
Look, what we're finding is many Australian families who've tried to access a surrogate in Australia have actually found that it can be emotionally exploitative to ask someone to carry a friend or family member to carry for love alone. You know, and those we're seeing lots of situations where that goes wrong in Australia, and in fact, more people are more comfortable actually giving someone some recognition, some financial recognition for giving them such a huge gift.
So financially, as you just said, it's giving someone a huge gift. How do you regulate the price? Because you don't want to make it so it's, I would imagine, it's an incentive for someone to do it, to make money from having someone else's baby, but you need to reimburse that person.
That's right. I mean, states like California and the US have really terrific regulated systems of reimbursement where, you know, it's a fair amount, it's not excessive. You know, what you're getting paid per week is tiny compared to what you do in a normal job. So most people are doing surrogacy as caring for a baby for someone, really for altruistic reasons with a bit of money thrown in.
Well, we have one of those altruistic people here today, Kelly. You have been a surrogate three times.
3 times, yes.
2 sets of twins and a single.
Yeah.
Why do you do it?
You know, it's something I kind of feel like I had a calling for. From the point that I was in high school, I knew that I wanted to help somebody out, and then having my own children, you know, there's no greater gift than being a parent, and it was heartbreaking to think that there's couples out there who couldn't do it without my help. And so if I have this womb and I have these easy pregnancies, why can't I give that to someone?
Ethically, Kim, how do you get, you're a psychologist, how do you get people's minds, particularly the surrogates, how do you get their minds around saying, this is not a part of me, I'm just the carrier, I will give you to your parents and that's it?
Yep.
Or is it a case of that being it?
Well, those are two questions. So the first one is, we don't actually have to work to get the surrogate's mind around it. What we do is we screen the surrogates really thoroughly before they become a surrogate. So in our program at Growing Generations, only 1% of surrogates that apply actually become surrogates. They actually make it through the process. And that's months of thorough screening and educating. So by the time they are a surrogate, their mindset is, we're clear that their mindset is clear. And it's not the end once the baby's born. Oftentimes, as Kelly can mention, there's lovely ongoing relationships, most of the time ongoing relationships, anything from annual birthday cards to, you know, good friendship.
So Kelly, you have a relationship with some of your surrogates?
All of mine. It's something that's very important to me because, again, it's not about, you know, I always hate it when people say womb for rent. You know, if somebody gave me money to do this, that's not the whole, you know, it's not the reason why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to create a family, and of course I want to see that family progress, and the journey that you go on, it doesn't end at birth because you become really close friends usually with your parents. And so, you know, all 3 sets I see and Skype with, or, you know, go and hang out at their house and go to the birthday parties. It's phenomenal.
So Sam, finally, how do we make it easier for Australians who have couples who have run out of options? Because you mentioned before there's some 400 that go overseas that spend a lot of money trying to get their child. How do we make it easier for them, apart from just decriminalising it in these states?
Yeah, look, we have to adopt a system in Australia which is much more like California, where there's a fair price paid to surrogates, where we can actually have surrogates who can put their hand up and say, I'm prepared to carry for you, and couples who are prepared to put their hand up and say, look, I want to find a surrogate, I'm happy to sort of, you know, engage with someone. At the moment, there's not enough opportunity for people to find a surrogate in Australia. And that's one of the key issues why people are going overseas.
Well, it's clearly working overseas, so it's potentially got legs.
It's a great system.
Okay, Sam, Kim and Kelly, I think you're all amazing. Kelly, I think you're particularly amazing. Giving someone the gift of life is extraordinary.